Hello everyone. Ellen Woodbridge here, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia. Happy Tuesday. I have my days correct today because I went live yesterday, being Monday, thinking it was Tuesday. So I firmly have my days of the week right because I start back at work tomorrow. So I need to have the days of the week right so I don't sleep in and I start work bright and early at 9 a.m. Hey Peggy, how are you? Welcome. Hey Margine, thank you everyone for joining. If you are, I am live on Facebook, and if you are joining the replay, please make sure that you say hi. I love to see you guys writing comments after I'm live. Hey Ethel, how are you? Thank you for those of you who are joining me 2 days in a row. I truly appreciate it. So I have a bit of housekeeping. Today and tomorrow are the last days for our mini catalogue, our July to December mini catalogue. It does just leap into January just a little bit because we have some public holidays in the new year. So this ends tomorrow. So if there is anything you wanted out of this catalogue, please make sure that you pop your orders in today or tomorrow, and you can grab some up to 60% bargains off the products that are retiring. So today we are not playing with older product. I have played with that enough over the last 2 days. I have been playing with the fitting florets paper that also ends on the 4th of January. So I made 26 cards over 2 days, and these, no word of a lie, are the only pieces of paper that I have left. That is it. That's all that's left of the fitting florets paper. So this was out as a limited release to go with the, and I will pull it out, the framed florets stamp set that is coming in the new catalogue starting on the 5th. So we have to remember there are things retiring and going away on the 4th. Hello Jody, you'll be happy to know today's video is going ahead as scheduled. Hello Carol, hello Charmaine. So yes, do you want me to show you some of these designs? Yeah, well, I love the paper and I wanted to celebrate it. So I had a 2-day celebration of the paper and making what I feel are some fairly simple cards. But when we flip around, okay, Jody, when we flip around, I'll show you a few of those cards. So for today's video, hey Sue, I am playing with some designer series paper that we can earn for free from the Sale-A-Bration catalogue. So this starts on the 5th. Hello, Miss Cindy. This catalogue starts on the 5th and it goes through till the 28th of January. In a couple of previous years, we have had 2 celebrations throughout the year. But this year we are only having one singular celebration. Hey Brenton, one singular celebration. So if you want to earn free things for every $90 you spend here in Australia, this is the catalogue to earn it out of. We have stamp sets and designer series paper in here. That is gorgeous. Hey Maria, how are you? If I hadn't said hello Brenton, hi Leanne. Everyone's joining. This is awesome today. Thank you so much. I thought with going live yesterday and today, oh, I love your little hand, Leonie. It makes me want to wave back. Oh, Leanne, sorry, Leanne. Yeah, so cute, so cute. Yeah, I'm so glad you're joining me, even though I stuffed up yesterday. So what are we playing with? We are playing with and I've turned it over. because I was pre-looking at the paper. The Favoured Flowers Designer Series paper. Now, when I first saw this, I went, yeah, it's nice, but what am I going to do? This has some amazing B-sides. I'll show you all of the paper in a sec. I have previously shown this paper in some unboxing videos, and I will actually link those videos after I go live. I will link my unboxing. I have a whole playlist of unboxing videos, so I will link that where I have shown the paper. Sorry, just getting myself all organized here. So let's flip us around and I will show you my fitting florets cards, because I made lots of multiple designs. And then we will get on and make at least one favoured flower, not floret. I'm getting very confused here. Favoured Flowers Designer Series paper card. So how is everyone since yesterday, or since the last time I saw you? Because it feels like it's either been forever or I just saw you yesterday. And that has flipped around for me as sorry, I've just got to move this paper for a second so we can get ourselves all lined up. Hello, Miss Pam, how are you? Now let's see. It's zooming in and everything for me today. I think I've worked it out. I can't do a pinch. I have to do it from each side of the screen, and we are pretty much on target today. Hi, Sandy. How are you? I can see everyone's comments. I can see my replay screen. I need to turn off my overhead light to get rid of the shadows, and I'll be back. Now, pre-warning you, my whole family is home. They have all been warned. I'm on a live video, but I cannot take responsibility for interruptions or outbursts. So just pre-warning everyone that everyone's home, but they have been fed. They had leftover pizza from my mum's birthday last night. We went to a pizza and pasta place. Okay, so I've shown you my teeny amount of scraps I have left. So if you have seen some of these cards, I do apologize. So I added in some vellum yesterday to mute down the designer series paper, because all the designer series paper was competing a little bit, and rather than hand cutting, I grabbed out my Stylish Shapes dies and I did some spotlight die cutting and cut the circles. So I really did get the most that I could out of one piece of this designer series paper. So they're all the ones I made yesterday after I saw you guys. These are the two maybe that I made in the video with you guys yesterday. And then I've got all of these. So this is all my hand cutting. Oh no, this was the other one because Cindy suggested that I edge it. So I did do that. Now this was some scrap strips that I popped in the background. And then I made a number of these. So they are all slightly different but same. And then I used a full piece, and then these was a scrap strip. So I just cut it up and made it into the 4 cards. So this sentiment is from the Biggest Wish stamp set. And then all the little happy birthdays, because I use that mostly, that is from the Something Fancy stamp set. And that stamp set is coming up in the new January to April mini catalogue. So that's the one that starts on the 5th. So these can all now be put in my birthday box, because I don't know if I have said it already. I was running out of cards that actually said happy birthday. Now I know I don't need to use cards that say happy birthday, but that's what I did. Oh yeah, I sometimes like hearing from my family, but one child couldn't fall asleep last night, so the grumpiness is real today. So that's why I thought I'd give a disclaimer at the start of the video. Oh, you like the blank circle behind the sentiment. I'm glad you like that, Cindy. Thank you. I'm glad you like these cards. But now we're going on to the Favoured Flowers Designer Series paper. Now I have this turned over because I'm not quite familiar with the colours in here. So what I thought I'd do before we start is grab out the ink pads for the colours that are in here. Now basic black is black, so that's fine. So we have Blackberry Bliss, we have Calypso Coral, we have Evening Evergreen, very, very popular green. Hello, Miss Jamie, twice in a row. I was cleaning my kitchen when you popped on to Ruth's video earlier, but I could hear what everyone was saying. We have some fresh freesia, and then we have Petal Pink, which is not going to look like anything because it is UV faded, but it is the very light pink. So they are the main 5 colors besides black. So I am going to leave these to the side so I know what colors I'm working with, and it's my cheat sheet for the moment because I haven't printed out the actual cheat sheet. I steal this from the amazing Mary Fish in America, and it has the name and then all the designer series papers. It has a designer series paper name and then all of the colors next to it. So that's my normal cheat sheet. Oh no, Jamie. No, I would have made up a little kit to take with me, but that's okay. You'll have to get some kits, some Stampin' Up kits, so you can just pack them. Being away at the beach. See, I like looking at the beach. I can't walk on the beach. So this is design number 1, and I'll show you the B-sides. This reminds me of a very modern stacked tile in a kitchen or a bathroom. So that's the Evening Evergreen. Oh, these ones are singing to me, and I love the Blackberry Bliss and Fresh Freesia pattern on the back. That is a great background piece. Now these marigolds, and they are marigold flowers, even though I think these ones look like the cabbage type flowers, but that's just me. And they do coordinate with, and I can't show you the catalogue. I will be going through the catalogues in my Thursday video. So if you want to have a look at all the products in Sale-A-Bration and the mini, I will be doing that then. So this coordinates with the Fragrant Flowers bundle. Now the Fragrant Flowers bundle has amazing sentiments, and I'm thinking of it's on my question mark list because of the sentiments, not necessarily I don't need any more flowers. I love how variegated this is printed. It's a flat print, but it looks like it might be something else. Yeah, well, it's called Fragrant Flowers. Yeah, it probably is peonies, but yeah, this one really just reminds me. I call it a cabbage flower. Then we have that same pattern in Petal Pink, but I love that all of them are on this, and I I like the diagonal stripes. So this has a bit of everything. Once again, a great sheet to cut out. I'm not sure I'd cut out the buds. I think I'd just leave those. But I also, the black background is growing on me. As you guys may notice, I rarely use black. So that's a really nice Calypso coral background. And that's it. I may have 2 packs of this. Just saying. Just saying. Oh, you have 2 en route. Well, I have 1 open and I have 1 brand new one. So, what do I want to play with first after I take a drink of water? I'm assuming I want to play with some purple ones, but I also wouldn't mind playing with something else as well. But it's nice we have a mix of flowers and it's not just one, and I'm loving the geometric backgrounds. So what I could do, I can't pick up this paper now, la 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 la. I think I like using all 3 colors. That's actually calling me. So let's start with something really, really simple. And I'm just going to do a background. There goes all my ink pads. I'm just going to pop these over to the side for the moment so I can grab them really easily. So I am thinking of cutting this up and simply adding a sentiment and maybe a piece of ribbon. So, you know, keep it simple. Great way to replicate a whole heap of cards. 1/2 centimetre. And, surprise, surprise, I'm going to put this on a black card base. So, that is the card front. It has all the colours. So, we've got the Calypso Coral, the Petal Pink, and the Fresh Freesia Blackberry Bliss. So my thought is actually Blackberry Bliss card base would look amazing as well. That'll really bring out those purple flowers. Now I do have this stamp set that I think is pretty cool. It's called Kind and Sincere. Now this is a new one in the catalogue and I love how bold, well, they're not necessarily bold. I kind of like the size of these sentiments. I wish there was a happy birthday in here, but hey, I always need thanks cards, and I've just made a whole heap of birthday cards, so that necessarily isn't my need at this point. So I may stamp this thanks on a banner, and thanks are in order. That works. Thanks for being so kind. That thanks for everything. I just like thanks. If you were to put a companion sentiment with the thanks, what would you choose? Hello, Alicia. Yes, they would. Yes, dahlias would fussy cut and be really, really nice. Yes, you caught me. Yeah, I need to decompress with paper crafting and your voice today. I'm so sorry that you need to decompress, Alicia. I do hope that I help. I may have got this stamp set for just a couple of dollars, Brenton. It was on my question mark list and I got it for a couple of dollars. Because now I've got this petal pink may look really, really nice, and I may stamp it in Blackberry Bliss because that'll look really nice, and I know this is the correct length because this is the same piece I cut out of. But I am going to need to do some test stamping, and I do have this little piece here because I may need to re-ink my Blackberry Bliss. Actually, what I'm it would make sense to use my Stamparatus. So sorry, my voice is not playing nicely at the moment. Not sure what's going on. Maybe too much crafting and too little talking. So I'm going to put this in this way, and I am going to line this up along here. Now that is pretty straight, so if I just do that, but what I actually need to do, I need to remove my deluxe mat because I use it with the photo polymers. This is an added extra for the Stamparatus, but I love that this surface is wipeable. So if I get any extra ink, I can just wipe it off. I can use my Stays On cleaner. It's got a little bit of adhesive on it at the moment, but that's also okay. So we're going to pop this in, use our magnet so our paper doesn't go anywhere. That's right. Okay, let's see how we go. Good afternoon, Miss Lisa. Thanks on the front and being so kind inside. I like that, Jamie. I will have to, actually, I think I used them all making my birthday cards the last couple of days. I'll need to cut and insert. Whoa, I feel like I'm about to drop this, but because we're using the Stamparatus, just going to pop that block away. I've got a couple of goes at doing that, so that isn't as crisp and as dark as I would like. As I predicted, I may need to, which end it is the thanks that I want to pay some, the THA that I want to pay some attention to. Stamparatus is great, perfect now for doing the repeat stamping, especially when I know one of my ink pads is a bit, how are you going? So I can just trim that out with my trimmer, and I just got ink on my finger. Okay, I'm going to push this right out of the way. I'm going to cover it with my paper. I need to close this before I clean my hands. Thank God I'm wearing a black shirt today. Okay, that is closed. Blackberry Bliss, however much I love it, can be very evil. You like that? Thanks. I like it too. Did I? No, I didn't get it off my pinky. Okay, sorry, we're probably going in and out of focus here, but I do have all excess ink. Look, I've stained my knuckles. I now look like my knuckles are bruised, but they are not. It is just ink, and it is an occupational hazard. So I'll take this out and pop it to the side, and I will pop everything back in here. That can go in there with that, and I shall clean that stamp later. I just don't want ink to go anywhere. Now, if I really wanted to, I could add, what am I doing? That piece can go there. I'm not sure why I moved the stamp set, but that's okay. I just want to keep it simple because this pattern is so busy. I know some people would want to hand cut some of the flowers, but we will do that in the next card. So I'm thinking somewhere, is that both loads, David? Awesome, thank you. Both loads are out on the line. So maybe I went a bit close to the T, but the K is perfect, a bit close to the end of the T and the H, but I am quite happy with that. And we are going to, I kind of want something else underneath it. So whether it be a little bit of white, or do I get a titch of Calypso coral? Now, I wanted to test a basic black card base. I'm hoping I actually have something here. It's very hard with black to see what I have. Actually, I'm thinking because I've stamped in, that looks a bit harsh, but because I've stamped in Blackberry Bliss, I think I have to go with Blackberry Bliss, which is still going to require our matte in the middle. Yeah, I could use some foil. Actually, our rose gold foil would look amazing, but just wait until I show you this Blackberry Bliss and you may understand. Who doesn't stay? Jodie doesn't stay clean with inks. Neither do I. You can tell when I've had a craft day, although yesterday I was pretty good and I actually did hand stamp all of those sentiments. They were all freehand. There was no stamparatus with that, so I was pretty impressed. But I must say, until I covered my bin last night with some larger pieces of paper, my bin was so pretty yesterday with all of those scraps. So I'm kind of liking that. I don't even think it needs a matte now. Just seeing that behind it. Or do I grab that rose gold foil? Because that might actually work. Pink matte. Okay, Jamie, let me get the petal pink. I'm going to need it down eventually anyway. Because it will be slightly different. So I keep my scraps in the back. Let's just see. Oh, I could do like, is it too different in color? Louisa, out please. I'm moving around too much in this video, my love. Copper. That's that rose gold. On your mat. She was really determined to come in. Oh, thank you, Miss Delinda. How are you today, my love? Oh, you mean pink matte whole card. Okay, that's okay. I can still try that. Pink matte whole card. Actually, because the pinks are slightly different, I think I'm going to skip that. But let's check this rose gold. I haven't even cut into it. I've kind of sort of been hoarding it. So you can see how it works. So this is the matte. Cover your eyes. This one's holographic. It's like so holographic. Hopefully, yeah, you guys can see it. But it does have the pink. Just trying to show you. You can see the pink. Oh, can see the pink, but it's holographic. So we've got matte, shine, or matte, mirror, and the holographic. And I'm actually thinking that mirror, that matte is kind of perfect. So let's put these two away and let's use the good stuff. I like using the good stuff. Always makes me happy. Now, I don't know what I cut this at. So, I got this at 2.5 centimeters perfectly. So, that means I have to look at my measurements here. I'm just going to cut one long strip. So if I cut that at 3, so I almost cut that thanks strip at 1 inch. Because 2.5 is just a titch smaller than 1 inch. Okay, so I'm going to cut this to 10 centimeters, which is the same width as the card and the strip. Okay, so adding a bit of bling and shine. Cindy, it's definitely the glass of wine making you see those colours. I don't know what you're talking about. I love you, Miss Cindy. You make me giggle. Okay, I think that looks really, really nice. Okay, now, I followed my rule all day yesterday. Now, these are one of my rules. It may not work for you, but my rule is you do not put wet glue anywhere near any foil, because you see that this on this and then make that up, yes. Because you see, or I find you see the adhesive through the foil. So I use my Stampin' Seal, and I used it yesterday with all my vellum pieces, and I was very proud that I didn't break my cardinal rule and everything worked as planned. So I'm just going to make this straight and put my finger in some adhesive, so try not to just disentangle myself here. So I am being, because we're butting up the edges, I am just being that little bit more intentional than what I normally would. Now, it doesn't matter that I'm seeing adhesive here, because that's crooked, but that's okay. It's just going to stay like that. And then I'm going to get some dimensionals. Would you believe, making all those cards the last 2 days, I've used yet another full sheet of dimensionals, and this actually works really well because I can get 2 of the long strips and it will be balanced perfectly. I know you were talking about the holographic paper, Cindy. I was just playing with you. Okay, so I'm probably being over the top here using the 2 strips, but it will give me amazing balance. And I'm just going to cut a teensy bit off the end because I made it a bit too long. Here we go. That can go in the rubbish. I have no idea where it fell. It's sticking to me, and I don't think it went in the rubbish. Nope, it did not. I still don't know where it went. I have no idea. We will find it later, and it probably will be stuck to something. Okay, so I'll pop that here. And just made it 1 notch too long. Okay. one went in. Yay. Okay, let's get gluing. I can use wet glue paper to paper. So let's get that going. And then I kind of want some kind of embellishment. I am thinking our champagne rhinestones will have the correct amount of shimmeriness and the correct tone to go with, because this is quite a warm piece of paper, that this will go nicely together. So just a few around the sentiment, and then for our second card we will play with that hand cutting. Okay, so because I've got quite a few Calypso coral flowers, I'm really happy to go right across here because I've got a couple scattered elsewhere. So I'm not totally covering them up, I'm just partially covering them up. Okay, so that's on there, and bring down, this is now like officially totally full. I think my champagne ones maybe at the back, yes. So see how they've got the same tones? So I like that, and just a couple around the sentiment. Oh, thank you, Jody. I went for fun this time. You'll find it on the bottom of my foot, or I'll find it because Louisa will go under the desk. I often find things attached to Miss Louisa, like dimensional backings and the like. So it's okay. So I kind of like this big one here, and then I will use a medium-sized one here. So you can see the colors just work. Actually, I am going to move that to over here because they're actually a bit too same. And if I just have a little one there, I'm calling that totally done. No, I don't have rose gold embossing powder. That is done, but we did say we were going to do the middle because I can't, I definitely need to add something in the middle, because even if I wrote with a permanent marker, it would not look good. So I will share some tips with cutting the insides. Now, I've heard a lot of people use copy paper. I use just our normal basic white paper. It just works perfectly, and it writes so beautifully. Sorry, I'm just getting a few of these things together so I don't lose any rhinestones. I do keep them like this. So I actually cut 2 sheets at the same time. So I have 2 sheets here. I find my trimmer copes a little bit better with, and cuts better with 2 sheets of basic white, because it is thinner. It's, I think it's the same weight as our normal cardstock, but it is buffered down so you get a smoother finish. So I've done that, and I just cut them 1/2 centimetre or 1/4 inch smaller than my card. Now that all moved on me. I spied that, and I will fix it. So that is 4 card fronts done already. And while I'm here, we're just going to do the other ones, and then future Ellen will thank Ellen right now for making life easy for her. Now, bump this over to 10 centimeters or thereabouts. So I do use my blade on both sides. So sometimes I'll go up, I'll cut up, and sometimes I'll cut down, because the blade in our trimmer is a V blade. So it V's down, so that way I cut from both sides. I know some people who only like to cut one way. They will use it until it gets a bit furry, and then they'll actually take it out and spin the blade around and get life from it that way. But I cut both up and down with mine, just to prolong the life of my blade. Okay, so that's 8 card fronts or card middles, whichever you would like to use. Pop the others back in my basic white envelope-y thing. Now, Jamie wanted me... Yes, it is all the front needs, Jamie. You're exactly right. Now, I need to scroll up to see. Matte is nice. Awesome. It's so hollow, isn't it? Trying to think which one you wanted me to use, Jamie. On the front, and for being so kind on the inside. Oh, you want me... Oh, so I could partially stamp that and then put kind. I know where you're going. Okay, and then kind. Okay, it's all happening here. Now, this is going to be free stamping. I am not using the Stamparatus, so please pray for me. Okay. Big block so I can see the edges of my paper and I can try and make it straight. God, help me with the blackberry ink, please. Although I'm thinking of doing the kind in blackberry and then the thanks and the for being so in Calypso Coral. Now, I forgot to run this brand new stamp over my hand. So I'm going to leave this because I've already ascertained that that's not too bad. I think I can definitely live with that stamping. Is definitely readable. Lavender is waiting on a closed delivery so impatiently that the door keeps getting opened and closed, and the look of disappointment when there's not a package at the door is quite funny. I want my clothes. She wants her clothes. It's so funny. Sorry, I'm a terrible mother. Nice to have 2 colours. Okay, well, I'm glad you agree. So I am not going to cut this stamp. All I'm going to do is partially ink this up. So the thanks is going to be there, but it's not going to come up because there's no ink on that. So a great way to use your stamps and stretch them. So we've got the thanks for being so kind. So thank you for giving me that sentiment. Now, if I had the matching flowers, this would be a great place to just pop a flower in top and bottom corner or behind the sentiment. That will be wonderful, but alas, we are not doing that. Now, I do not use wet glue on my card inserts. I use a strip of Stampin' Seal across the top. That's it. That's all I do, and then I just line it up, stick it down, and that is done. So we kept it really simple on the front. We used the rose gold foil, the matte, simple sentiment on the back of the same designer series paper, and some champagne rhinestones. So I'm hoping you can see all that shine. I could ink around the edge, but it's already stuck down and I'm happy with it. But yeah, the flower in purple would look great, but I don't even have anything remotely close to these flowers. But you could use any flower. Okay, so let's bring back in, oh my God, they are now buried under cardstock. Okay, so we're bringing back in our other patterns. I do love that background pattern. I love that background pattern so much. It may be the basis of our next card. And I may cut out these two flowers. So just let me look through. No, that's the one we just used. I like that there are two. That's what I like, and then having a sentiment coming out of it makes a cluster of three. That's what I kind of like. I do like that. That's very uniform and pleasing to the eye. I think I like the Fresh Freesia for this card more than the Blackberry Bliss. But I may still use a Blackberry Bliss card base. Or white. We shall wait and see. Okay, so I've got my two pieces chosen. And just remember, this is free. So this is paper we can cut and go, oh, thank you. Thank you to myself for earning this paper. And we can just use it. And that's great because in the words of a friend of mine, Kylie, love it, chop it. And that's my theme at the moment because actually I'm going to see, this is in my way, pop that there. So I'm going to see if on the back of this paper there are no two flowers, but that would make a great card front by itself. And let me guess, the ones I want are going to be kind of partially on the back of that. Okay, so they're here, so I'm just going to cut them out, not out of the full sheet, out of the sheet I have already cut into, because that's playing smart, not hard. Now, I will just use my big scissors to do the first rough cut. And by rough cut, I really do mean just getting it out of this big piece of paper, because that makes it a bazillion times easier to cut. Now, depending on how frugal you are, these edge pieces, you can hand cut those out and they make great pieces around the card. So you can cut all these pieces and then lay them around the edge to create like a vignette. I could, absolutely, Jamie, I really, really could. Oh, that's okay, I'm not going anywhere yet, Cindy, but if you need to go, that's okay. Okay, I'm loving all your suggestions, but I do want to get a wriggle on and get this second card done. Now, I do have, because I have my hand issues, I do have a sprung pair of scissors, but I do love, hello Cheryl, can we please not talk about that? That is a swear word in this house. Stampin' snips are fantastic for hand cutting, but my hands do prefer the spring back and I get less fatigue in my hand. But the paper snips are amazing and I do sell those. So just as a reminder for anyone who's popping in, this Favoured Flowers designer series paper, I think I'm just going to cut that bud off, but I may keep these ones. Will be available to earn with a $90 order from the 5th of January. So in the meantime, we still have our last chance specials, and we have 3 of the fitting florets items that will be leaving us at midnight on the 4th. So don't forget those. Okay, now let me see how I go with these buds. I'm not doing too badly, actually. It's not a bad hand cut. I will say those flowers I was hand cutting yesterday were the pits, which is why in the end I ended up using my stylish shaped circle to die cut them out, but I hand cut a whole lot, so I did really well. But I just wanted to get the cards done in the end, and I went, there is another way. Now here I'm just going to cut the excess paper off because it's just dragging a little bit and stopping me from getting a great hand cut. I do have a little bit just there. Okay, and for these wiggly bits, moving the paper is so much easier than anything else. So I'm not going all the way down into there because that's just a bit too fussy for me, and that's okay. So I probably will, because I've kept this black matte, probably will use a black card base for this, and I will grab out one of those card bases that we used. Hello Miss Candy, how are you? Hello Diane, thanks for joining. Oh, sorry, Jamie, it was you talking about the scan and cut, not Cheryl. I do need to apologise. Me and my scan and cut are not friends, and I've recalibrated it, and yeah, I will be selling it truthfully. Yeah, it's just a big white elephant in my craft room, and I can use that desk space for other things. So yeah, but I don't know how it would work with a black background, to tell you the truth, because I think it might pick it up as a color. Cheryl, can you tell us what you think your perfectly working scan and cut would do with a black background? Because I don't know, honestly. I've never tried it, and I won't be anytime soon. Okay, this wasn't painful at all, as in I didn't swear. I didn't just cut those buds off, which honestly that may have happened, and I've got my flower. Oh, that's lovely. Actually, I need some vellum. And that worked really, really well yesterday. I know I've got some big scraps of vellum left from yesterday. So what I actually did is just had a smaller piece over it. So I know that is a full centimetre smaller, because that see how, I don't know, they're just too same for me, and I'm just looking at it going, nope, that's not going to work. So I did a full centimetre or half an inch off these. Okay, and then I don't know if I'm going to use this thanks again. Don't know whether I grab out a different sentiment set. I could grab out the one I was using yesterday. So I definitely will want this on dimensionals. Don't know which way I like it actually. Buds at the bottom, I think, is a little more balanced. Or I'm thinking I actually need a landscape card and then the sentiment can come out from there. That's what I'm thinking. Yes. Ooh. Oh, I could, Jamie, but we've got the pattern behind it. So if we've got the pattern behind it, we'll lose the pattern if I use an embossing folder. But I like your thinking. I do like your thinking. If it was on plain cardstock, I'd be all over it. Okay, sentiments set that I was using yesterday. So this is something fancy. This is a new one too. Grateful for the everyday magic of you. I do like that one. And I do also like just the very simple thank you. Which one's vibing? Because I'm thinking we're doing some heat embossing on black. It's just going to work perfectly. So I'll grab my supplies for heat embossing on black while you tell me what you think I should, what sentiment I should use. Got my black cardstock. I'm up on my feet walking here. Oh, you just ordered that set, Cindy. It's a good one. It certainly is. I have my heat tool. I just need to grab my little embossing additions pack, which is under here. Right, all ready to emboss. I can hear Jamie bouncing up and down from 20 minutes up the road going, oh my God, Ellen's embossing in a video. Yes, I am. May the good you do come back to you. Yeah. May the good you do come back to you. I'm just playing with where that would go. So I could black, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. I could black heat emboss directly onto the vellum. Oh, you are, sorry, you are 4 hours down the coast. Look, I can still feel you bouncing up and down. The bottom right set because you're doing the landscape cut. I know, I'm liking the bottom left. And then maybe that there. And then I've got some black embellishments. Oh, I even have some fresh freesia opal rounds I could use to lighten up the card, because then we'll have the black card base. So black or white embossing. I could do white embossing on black, or I can do black embossing on the vellum. Black emboss, oh my God, black embossing is Russian roulette. I hope you girls all know. It either loves you or hates you. Black embossing it is. Oh my God. If this works, I might cry. If it doesn't work, I'll definitely cry for totally different reasons. Okay, so dearie me. I think we're gonna need the Stamparatus again, guys. And I'm just going to flip this around. Oh my God, I need to clean this because I don't want to get ink everywhere. So I'm just going to give it a quick clean with my chamois. Okay, chamois open. I'm so glad you cannot see how messy everything is. Okay, that is that stamp clean. Nice and simple. Okay, so just let me remove all the things I need to remove, because once again we've got a red rubber stamp. Oops, that's fine. So I've got it roughly in the right spot, and I'm just going to put this here. This piece of paper can go over here. Now I should be able to just shimmy that. Now I'm going to have to do a bit of a test stamp. What do I need? What do I need? I need Versamark. Don't hold your breath because I'm a few minutes away. I don't want anyone passing out, okay? So I'm going to see if I can see the shine from the Versamark on to this. I think that's pretty close. Right, now prepping our vellum. I'm going to be extremely generous with our embossing buddy, and this piece of paper here can be our funnel. Just need to move that cardstock. Fold this piece of paper in half, and this will be our funnel. I'm going to start heating this up. I'll turn it off in just a sec. Okay. Black embossing powder. Turn this off. Right. I am ready. I have Versamark, I have open embossing powder, and I have my heat tool, and I have pre-embossing buddied my vellum. So I'm being like overly generous with this. This is all pretty much in place. If it's not perfect, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, that is stamped beautifully. Embossing buddy over here. I thank God I was nice, neat and tidy before I even started. Okay, I'm actually going to let that sit. Oh my God. I'm just going to give it a little second go. Please don't make me regret that. Oh my God. There are zero stray pieces. So look, I am totally happy with that. I do have a few stray black pieces on my desk that once I put this lid on, I'm holding this bottle directly to the desk. Come on. And that can sit there for a few minutes. That's all good. Okay, lid is on and secure. The most important thing. Just my microfiber cloth to get rid of any stray pieces. Look, I may have 1 or 2 stray pieces, but I can handle that. Now, embossing powder on vellum is going to melt incredibly quickly, and our vellum may bow, so we definitely need some embellishments to tack the vellum down. Let's go. No, I only staticked before Jamie, so we're all good. So I'm just going to start with the bottom, and then I'm going to go on the top, and that is just about to turn. Come on, turn, baby. Aha, there we go. Going all shiny. Now I'm tilting it in the light, and that barely bowed. So that's not too bad. So that is nice and glossy and black, and my faith in black embossing powder is restored with my new embossing buddy. So that just pops so beautifully on that. While I have closed this, sorry, just closing the wet things so everything else doesn't get wet. Black card base, because I don't have one, but I do. I didn't have one of the other orientation. So this will cool down really quickly as well. And that black embossing powder does come in the Essentials Basics pack. So this piece was just a titch wide for what I needed. And I'm going to score it in the middle. Okay, and we can start assembling. So this card, no problems. Enjoy your dinner, Cindy. Thank you for popping in and joining. Actually, we should ask what you're actually having for dinner. Please tell us, because it's not dinner time here in Australia. So might give me some inspiration for tonight. Okay, so pop this down, and then that gives us stuff to play with. Right, then we've got less wriggling around of things. Yes, 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 yes. Beautiful. Dimensionals for this, definitely. And they are here. Oh, take it off the same pattern, so I put dimensionals in the correct place would be perfect. Oh, she's already gone. Oh, she's being mysterious about what she's having for dinner either way. Okay, how long have I been on? Oh, not too bad. We did do a lot of chitter-chattering, so not bad at all. But I will make these 2 cards, and then some other time during Sale-A-Bration, I will probably come back and make some others with you. Or I'll do a massive session of making, and then I'll make them into birthday cards and have those ready for throughout the year. Okay, so I'm being fairly generous with this because this is only, I shouldn't say only designer series paper, but it is a little on the lighter side in comparison to our cardstock. So I do want this to be well supported. Okay, on our piece of vellum. So we can just work on our piece of vellum for the moment. Now, when we emboss on vellum, we do need to live with the fact it is going to have a couple of kinks in it. Just be a little bit bowed, but that's fine. That is off, and just 2 more. And once this is down, this is down. I know what I didn't do with this, and I didn't go over the edges with my bone folder to make them look amazing. So just smooths out any of those rough edges. I'll be pretty fine around here, but where it's just been a little more intricate, it just, I don't know, smooths them out. I feel it works. Now I'm going to have to put this down on the card because I don't really want to go too far out of the confines of the card. So I do want to break the edges of the card, but not too much. So that works perfectly. I like that. Stampin' Seal. So I'm going to use a whole lot. I can once again take it off the same pattern so we can see where we're actually putting things. So I'm going to be really quite generous and just a little bit there. I think that's pretty good. And then I can strategically place some gems or some dots. That's pretty good. So that side is down and nice and flat. So now we just need to do a bit of work here. And I'm pretty sure, no, they're navy. Wonder what pink these pastel ones are. I have the colours written in just on the inside of the flap. So these are petal pink. I don't think they will quite work because we don't have any petal pink, but these are the pastel adhesive back sequins. Oh, I do have some, I think will be a bit matchy with the opaque adhesive back, but they are definitely fresh freesia. No. So I've grabbed out the classic matte dots. I do have the in colour opal rounds, and rather than, oh, I've got heaps of black ones there, but I know I just do have the classic matte dots as well. So I don't know if they are any bigger. Yes, they are bigger and only in one size, and then we can go smaller, or do I use the sparkly opal rounds? Homemade chili and big and bun. Right, okay. Okay, right. I'm all caught up with that. Okay, so voting for black or opal. And I can even show you how the opals would look. So they would just be a little bit sparkly, and the black would obviously coordinate. And I'm going to grab a little inside mat, and I'm going to look at these sentiments and work out, may the good you do come back to you. I'm just trying to think what I would put on the inside then. I could then put thank you on the inside. That would work really well, and just use Stays on ink and just put the thank you on the inside, because that is definitely thank you styled card. Black. Okay, Diane spoke. She wins. Not that it's competition, it's just she spoke first. So I think we'll definitely use a mixture of the classic matte dots, because the only thing, or the matte black dots, the only thing I don't love about these is they're all one size, but mixing them together I think will work perfectly. So let me just shimmy these back in. These can go back there. Close my Versamark ink, put that over there. Okay, that matte is there for the inside, but let's finish the front first. Okay, so I do have some classic matte black dots, and then I will grab the sheet of, doesn't want to come out. Grab the sheet of these, because I think they will work well together. Because I like, it's always aesthetically pleasing to use different sized embellishments. And of course we are going to be using odd number of embellishments. So we've got 3 perfect sizes. Actually, they do work really, really well together. So I've got 3 there, and I'm going to, that's on crooked too. Is it on crooked? Yeah, it's on crooked. But I am going to grab the glue dots while we're going, and I'm going to roll one up and pop it onto this biggest one. So what I do, I take the glue dot and I just literally roll it up, make it into a lot smaller than it actually is, and I roll it up. And then I just place it directly under, and sometimes I just do need to shove it in a little. So that works there, and I'm thinking something up there and we'll call it done. But I need one of these. Oops. I'm very mindful that I want to use enough to secure this down, but I don't want to go over the top with the embellishments, if that makes sense. So you can see that's nice and balanced. Oh, hey Lynette, how are you? Thank you inside. Okay, Jamie, I'm glad you agreed. So I don't think although that side is sitting well, but let's just grab another glue dot. And this, I think this is, it's because we have embossed on the vellum, I think close enough is actually going to be good enough in this case, just because of the treatment that we added to the vellum. Okay, and just shove that in a little. Okay, so the only shiny thing is the embossing, but that's really pretty. I handmade exactly, Jamie. And let's let's stamp on this first. And we're going to grab the thank you from in here. Oops. Right, so thank you. Just a very simple, and do you know what, even putting the thank you down in the corner would work as well, but I'm just going to put it in the middle. And yes, I am using, oh, this isn't exceedingly bigger than what I actually need. Now, this is what I do with all my stamps when they're new, when I remember. I just rub my finger over it just in case there's any manufacturing bits and bobs over it. Oh, I love the smell of Stays On. Just love it. Now, this does not have to be straight because this is just a handwritten script. So that is that thank you on the inside. That finishes that off perfectly. Just going to, oh my God, I have everything everywhere. We have used a lot of stuff today, everyone. Now, if you were my seal, you would be right there. Okay, get my hand around it. Oh, that is the groaning of a child who couldn't sleep last night, if you heard that. Poor Mr. Owen just could not fall asleep. I have nights like that, rarely, but thank God we're on school holidays and it doesn't matter. Okay, so that is our card finished on the inside and on the outside. So we've used only 2 stamp sets and the 1 pack of paper. Actually, I need to fix this so it sits super flat for me. Oh, I'm gonna have to do it down the front. Not ideal, but there we go. That is sitting flat now. So they are the 2 cards that we made using the same set of paper. No die cutting at all. The 2 stamp sets we used were Kind and Sincere for our first card with the rose gold foil and the champagne rhinestones. And for the second card, we used the Something Fancy. Actually, I better show you the inside because made the inside very pretty on that using 2 colours and that same Kind and Sincere stamp set. And then we used Something Fancy with all our embossing bits and bobs, which was fun with the vellum, and we did some hand cutting. And for both patterns, we have just used the B-side for our accent pieces, which is great. So let me grab out all of our embellishments. So we have used the classic matte dots and the black matte dots for this one. So we have lots and lots of sizes we could use, which I love. I love using embellishments with different sizes. And for this one, we used the champagne rhinestones and the paper. So this is free Sale-A-Bration paper that you can earn with a $90 spend from the 5th. And it is the Favoured flowers. So you've got all the different styles of flowers in there that are just beautiful. So we've worked out that we think they're dahlias and peonies. So that is what we've used today. Thank you for your input in making these cards. I love having you here and bouncing off and you giving your tips and tricks, because that doesn't just help me. Did you collect the printing in primary school? I think I may have, Jamie. I don't know. I didn't even think about Stays On smelling like the toner for the printing in primary school. You've just blown my mind. And Jody, just for you, we used embellishments on both cards and you didn't have to remind me. Because every card, almost every card, needs embellishing. It really does. So thank you so much for joining me. just remember the 5th, in just a few days. I know I'm showing this off early, but I could not play with a few new things. I knew you'd love it, Jodie, I knew. And thank you for persevering with me not knowing the day of the week, or the days of the week that is happening at the moment. We're all in that Christmas and New Year, what day of the week is it? But I will remember tomorrow because I am working tomorrow. So if you want to see what is in the new catalogues, please join me on Thursday at 12 noon Australian Eastern Standard Time over on YouTube, and I will be doing a catalogue walkthrough of both Sale-A-Bration and the mini catalogues. And when you're seeing this stuff on Thursday, it will be available to purchase as well. So have an amazing couple of days, and I will see you over on YouTube on Thursday. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.